Hi lovelies, you're welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful crisscross author neck blouse that you are seeing right here on your screen. So if this is something you're interested in watching, just keep watching this video to the end. And please, if it's your first time you are coming across my channel or my video, please do wait to subscribe and join this beautiful family. And also do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever we upload new videos. Thank you. So guys, this is the fabric we are going to be working with. I have a total of 2 years of this fabric for this particular top. So I made this top with also a short pant from these 2 years of this crepe fabric. So I make use of this vintage crepe fabric. So you can also make use of Ankara for yours, as you see at the intro of this video. So the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'll go ahead and open my fabric and show you guys where the yardage is taken. So this particular part right here is where we measure the yardage, and this part here is where the length is being measured. When we say our material is by 60 or by 45, this particular part here is where it's measuring from. So now I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into two like you see me doing right now. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two and I'll drop it on the table for you to see. So I'll adjust it very well and I'll be showing you guys. So make sure you fold your fabric into two first. So this folded part here is serving at the top, and this part here is a down part that we fold. So now we are going to go ahead and pick that folded part and flip it over. So we are going to be folding it in a bias format, as you see, like you are folding for your 180-degree flip. So this is what we are doing. Go ahead and fold it into two again. So now we are having a 4 fold for this particular blouse. So I turn it over so we can see the shorter part of the fabric more, because if it's down we are not going to know where the that upper part ends. So we're going to see where it ends, and I'm just making sure that I arrange my fabric very well. So now this is what it looks like. So at the top you go ahead and measure where you have half of your shoulder measurement. So whatever your shoulder is, go ahead and divide it by 2 and get half of your shoulder measurement. You are going to be inserting it there. So for mine was 8, so I make sure that when I measure I have 8 inches at that point. I'll just go ahead and draw a straight line there so that you can see. So this line I'm drawing right now is my shoulder line. So on that shoulder line, I'll go ahead and go in by 3 inches for my neck width. And then for my neck depth, I also go ahead and take 3 inches for my neck depth. So this is what it's looking like. Now at the end of my shoulder, I'll be going down by 1 inches for my shoulder slant. You know our shoulder isn't straight, so you have to go down by 1 inches for your shoulder slant. Then from there, I'll go ahead and mark my upper chest line. So my upper chest, how I got that was my bust circumference divided by 6, and I add 1.5 inches. Now I'll place my tape like that and mark half of my shoulder measurement on that new line. So this is how you are going to be connecting half of your shoulder measurement to that your upper chest line, where you also mark half of your shoulder measurement. So this is what is looking like right now. So it will be looking slanty because this part is more wider than the other. Now I'm placing my tape there. I'll go ahead and divide my bust divided by 4, and I'll be inserting whatever I have there, and I'll also be adding 1 inches for sewing allowance. You don't need ease allowance on this part because this gown has to be fitted on that part so that it can hold you very well. Then I'll go ahead and draw out my armhole. So that is all for the upper part. So I'm going to be moving this fabric a lot, so I just decided to pin it down. So when I move it to take the full length measurement for the blouse, it won't go out of place. So I just make sure that I hold it down with my pins, and so that I can take the full length of my top. Now you'll be taking that length from your shoulder line, not from that shoulder slant, from your shoulder line. So I'll be placing it. So the full length of my top is actually 33, but the front part will be shorter by 3 inches. So I'll be marking the back length first, which is 33. So that is what I'm going to be marking. You can notice that my length, the length of the fabric that I fold, one part is shorter than the other, but do not worry, this is what you may encounter when you want your top to be as long as mine. So the full length of my top is 33 because it should be very long, as you see in that video. And I'll just go ahead and mark that 33 all round like this. So I'll just be moving my tape and I'll be marking my 33 to meet at the other side of my fabric. So this is what it should looks like. So I'll just go ahead and connect all the dots together to form a circle there. So that is all. I'll be using my scissors to cut it out now before we'll now work on the upper part. So I want to just cut this so I can remove the excess fabric on it so that I'll be left with what I'm using. Now for the upper parts, at that center part that I came down by 3 inches, you have to connect it and like forming a outer neck design from that your armhole part where you took your bust measurement. You go ahead and connect it to that center part like this, to that part that you came down for your neck depth. I hope you understand what I'm doing. If you don't understand, just do what you saw me doing. So from that my armhole measurement, I'm just connecting a straight line. I decided to make use of my master of my curve ruler so that I will have a curvy shape, but you can make it all straight. It will still come out very nice. So this is just that I want it to be somehow curvy at that point. Now I'll just go ahead and cut it out. But before then, from that part that I mark my bust point and the allowance, I'll just take it down to the full length of the blouse. So that is where I'll be cutting. So I'll just take that part down to the full length of the blouse, and that will be where I'll be cutting now. So see it here. You don't want much excess on this dress, so you don't have to add extra seam allowance. Now this is what it's looking like. This is what is actually looking like right now. So now I'll go ahead and bring it out. So you see that part that is not yet full. After cutting our front piece, I will go ahead and adjust that part for the back. So this is our front piece. I'll just go ahead and put it like this. So I decided to bring the other one and place on top to also actually decide if it's really equal. So this is what it's looking like. So I just shifted it up. So I'll be using this part now for my front. I'll just go ahead and deduct 2.5 inches from it. So at that part that the fabric wasn't equal, I measured it and what I was having there is 2.5. So I just decided to cut out 2.5 from the front leg length. So the front length will be shorter than the back length with 2.5 inches. So it will just be okay for you to go. Now just go ahead and cut it. So please, let me just warn you, don't do this thing I just did now. Please do not do it on your own. If you want to cut out the front, please make sure you remove the back from there, because at this point when I was watching this video I was like, what if I mistakenly cut out the back part? So my design will have just do not work at all. So I'll just go ahead and bring another fabric and add at that tip. So this now is the back part. I want to add that part that wasn't equal with the other part when we're cutting. So guys, I've added another fabric at that point, so I'll just go ahead and trim it out like this. So now we will be having an even end at that point. So this is what our back is looking like right now. You can see that it's not equal at the tip. So what we are going to do, the back neck does not have this high neck design. So we'll just go ahead and cut through from the armhole. So I want it to be very low down at the armhole level. So that is just what I cut out. So I'll open it up for you guys to see what it's looking like. So this is what it's looking like right now. So this is what it's looking like, and this is what it should look like. So I'm just trying to measure my waist circumference to make sure that it's okay. So it's perfect. So I'll be dropping this aside. We'll start working with our front piece. Now this is the front piece. We want to pipe that outer neck part. So guys, I have this strip that I've already go ahead to use my iron to fold it into two as a bias format. So this piece is 1.5 yards, so it's 1.5 yard wide. So I fold one edge and I fold the other one and then fold it together again, because I'm going to be doing a sort of a piping right here. So I have it two piece, and the length of this piece was 30 inches, but I adjust it later on to suit in the measurement I took out for the back and the front. So I'll be making a notch at that center part like this. So make sure you make a notch at the center of your top, because it will be very, very necessary. So make a notch as deep as half inch. That is what I will advise you to do. Please do not do more than half inch, depending on what you are going to be using to pipe it. But for my just half inch, then I'll be showing you how I'll be doing the piping. So I'll go ahead and bring this fabric like this. I'll place it in between that my bias strip that I formed from this particular um material as well, and I'll go ahead and fold it into two. So the main blouse will be in between the bias strip that I have formed. So you go ahead and put it in the middle and fold it into two, and use your pin to secure it down. Is very, very necessary. Please do that. Use your pin and secure it down, so when you are sewing you won't find any difficulty. So this is what it looks like. So when I reach at that point that I notch, I will just stop there and I'll go ahead and close it to the end of the bias. So guys, this is what it's looking like right now. As you can see, it's looking so gorgeous, just one side. So we are going to be repeating the same process for the front part. So we are going to be repeating the same process for the front part. So this is what it's looking like. You go ahead and pipe it in like this. You pin it down as well. So if you didn't catch up with the first one, I know you're going to be catching up with this one. So go ahead and pin it down again. And you will just keep doing it till you reach that point that you notch, and you just stop and complete sew the remaining bias strip with your machine. So I'll just go ahead and secure that again. I'll just sew everything complete as I did in the first one. So guys, this is it. And if you really sew this very well, you won't have issue forming this crisscross design. You find out that mine is already formed already. I don't have any much things to do there, so it's already formed already. Then I'll just go ahead and secure there, and I'll be bringing in the back part for us to continue from where we stop. So guys, for this back part, we are going to be turning this like a bias way, but we are making use of the same fabric. So I won't be passing the main blouse in between that bias strip, because of how I'm going to be attaching the rope to the back. So rather, I'll be placing it on the front of the dress, and I will flip it over and cover it up. So that is what it's going to be looking like. So guys, now I fold my fabric into two. I want to determine where the rope, that front rope, will be inserted at the back part. So I went out by 5 inches from the center. So from the center, I went out by 5 inches. Now I'll just go ahead and make a notch there, because I don't want any issue with somebody telling me that it wasn't the part that I notch. So I've notched it already. Now I'll be bringing my front piece. I'll be bringing my front piece. I'll go ahead and determine the length of my rope. Remember that what we went down for our armhole was 8.5 inches. So we'll go ahead and add that 3 inches that we took from the neck depth of the front. So we'll add it to the one that we took from the back. So everything, when you get it, you go ahead and cut off your strip. So I took around 7 inches, 8 inches from the back, and when I add the 3 inches that I took away from the front, it gave me my total length of my strips, depending on how loose you want the strip to be. But this will just be there and it will be fitted. So actually, this blouse wasn't mine. That was why I didn't wear it initially. It was for a client. So I'll just go ahead and cut out the same thing for them. Now you just see that the rope will form that crisscross design at the front. Then just make sure that you iron out very well, so that your rope will be well arranged. So I'm just making sure that I have the same length for both the loops. I don't want anyone to be longer than the other. So I'm just making sure of that I'm having the same length. Now I'll go ahead and place right side facing each other like this. then I'll make sure that I arrange that loops very well. So please, this is the most difficult part right here, arranging your loops to sit perfectly at the back of your dress. It won't be that easy, but just find a way around it. Do it. Me, I first and pin, and when I jake it up the first time, it wasn't giving me what I want. So I went ahead again to do the same thing. But this time I was very, very careful. So I just make sure that I pin the right side to the right side. So just go ahead and arrange it. And please do not over stretch your bias loops, like stretching it much. It won't be necessary. Just allow it to take its form. So you place the other one like this on that part that you notch, then you go ahead and secure it. So mine, I first and check it up for me to see if it was really what I wanted and how I wanted it to be. So that was what I did before I took it to my sewing machine. So just make sure that you check it very well. If you notice this leg wasn't equal, I have to remove it and repin it back. So this is what it should look like. So guys, I'll just go ahead and turn it over and show you guys how we are going to be doing it to our bias strip. So now at that neck part, I'll just go ahead and place my tape like this and secure it down. So this is what it's looking like. So guys, I've folded it down there. I'll go ahead and turn it over again and now top stitch on it. It will be looking like a bias. So if you know how to turn your dress with bias, this is the same thing I'm doing here right now. So guys, it's looking so nice and beautiful already. It's looking so nice and beautiful. Very, very nice and beautiful. So this is what it's looking like. So I'll just go ahead and align the sides. So it's now time for us to close the sides of our blouse. So it's now time for us to close the side of our blouse. So just go ahead and pin it down, and while closing, make sure you take the exact sewing allowance that you gave to your mom. It shouldn't be lesser or more than. Just make sure when sewing you take the exact measurement, because if it's more than the sewing allowance that you gave, the cloth won't fit well. And if it's more than the allowance that you gave, it will be like it will be falling off that person's body. So make sure that you take the actual allowance. Now the excess at the back at that side, I didn't want to trim it out initially because I want these two dresses to be together so that I will truly determine the length, because this gown is, this top is the length, this is the length that I'm cutting right now. So this is what it's looking like right now. So guys, I'm done closing it and we are almost done with this top. So this is what it's looking like. So the next thing for you to do is just go ahead and hem the down of your top. So guys, if you're able to watch this video to this moment, thank you so much for watching, and see you guys on our next tutorial. Thank